It's a
What?
loading.
I'm Complacent Badger.
I'm Syracuse sometimes. Sometimes I'm nobody.
The Nordic Kneecappers versus Re-AWOOOken. Again,
Hey,
if you haven't watched previous
hey.
games for this recording session, we're having terrible technical difficulties. If you can't already hear, SK is at about a 5-second lag when we do have him, and then for about 80% of the game we will not have him. So just trying to get
AirPods.
these out to you as fast as we can in the shoddiest quality possible.
That's our specialty.
So,
If
nec
it just keeps serving you garbage, maybe you won't come back.
exactly. So this necromantic team.
Yeah. Are we talking about my necromantic team for the next league? Or are we talking about Re-AWOOOOken?
Uh, the one on the screen. So definitely Re-AWOOOOken.
There you go.
So blitz action for the old necromantic. So
Yeah.
that's the third. All three playoff games that we watched started with a blitz action.
I think it's a trap.
He actually caught the ball. So that's two blitz actions that we've seen that the kicker caught the ball.
Yeah, but that's and then if you can't tell by the reaction I'm having on your screen, I'm boiling my pants ever so slightly.
You definitely
This is
are.
about the time that I try to hit him, and then has he gone down yet?
No, you actually just stripped the ball and picked it up with the person who stripped the ball.
Oh, okay, this is good.
Those flesh golems are way deep in there.
Well, they have a fairly large member.
So it looks like those werewolves are aiming for your werewolves.
I think I've got the match, uh, but I mean that's a good thing to do. The guy with the highest armor value versus claw, even though it's not really doing anything because it's armor value 8 is armor value 8.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it is reducing it to armor value 7.
Right.
So I mean, it is
But he
making
could
it
just be hitting
one
all my
more.
armor. Right. And that's I mean if you're going to hit that guy, that's the guy to hit him with.
Mm-hmm. Oh, got that defender down. So this is a pretty brutal already fighting in your own backfield for this ball. Every turn it switches possession.
I know. And just scrambling and tell I can't I don't have the screen right now. It's just loaded. It's hopefully at least getting a little bit of audio out, but where's eyeball carrier, his ball carrier? Cuz it's
Now
continue
it's his turn too, and
toward the end zone, yeah?
he is on your line of scrimmage, or rather your goal line. And you put him down. I don't know if he didn't have a go for it. Dealing with technical difficulties, can't really pay attention too much. But if he didn't go for that go for it, that is impressive. So turnover really fast right there. Made a really good situation. Kind of flip back on him. Uh, Fortunately for the Necromantic, the Nordic Kneecappers don't have anybody in the backfield for a pass setup, so this won't completely ruin the drive. Oof. So we are 4 turns in, lost one reroll to Chefs, and the Nordic Kneecappers down to one reroll, while Re-AWOOOOken is down to two. Let's see if the Necromantic can wrest this ball away again. The cage is pretty strong, so I don't think it's going to happen. He does have the ability to do, because, yeah, these players don't have it. Could do a 1-die, but I don't know if he had that player available. Could have done a 1-die against the ball runner. Not great odds, but it's worth a shot. Especially after having only one zombie there and a werewolf to take that zombie out of the way. Yeah, if you've got a shot at the ball runner, I would almost always take it. So, uh, being that it's just about only zombies that can touch that runner, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess the werewolf can do it if he can find an assist somewhere. That would be really useful. But looking to go for the 1-die, I guess, and rerolls to a push. Frenzy can't activate. Oh, could have just got that assist from that ghoul that was over there, but it opted not to and just went for the 1-die, which is probably a critical error. Still not in a terrible situation. Could potentially hold this touchdown or even get a touchdown for himself with all the players that are down this way. So yes, the Nordic Kneecappers do get the touchdown.
Hey,
Welcome back. You just scored a touchdown.
hey, so you watched me screw something 98% of the way from redemption and then redeeming.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I think the critical miss on that play was Re-AWOOOken not bringing that ghoul over to get a 2-die against your ball carrier. He opted to just do a 1-die
You're right. I
and
think that was a big difference.
yep, opted to do the 1-die and pull him back over. And honestly, the ghoul that was back there, I think had block, which the werewolf did have block, I think. Yeah, because both of them do. Yeah. Mm, interesting that he didn't try for that. Maybe he was really banking on that one
Yeah,
die
but I
with.
think that made a bit of a difference.
He might have been banking on that 1-die and saying that the ghoul could have picked it up afterwards, but that's a pretty big gamble, especially when it's 0-0.
Right. It would have been easier going into the second half receiving out of 0-0 than to worry about trying to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that regen, huh?
Yeah, saving
Hates it.
lives.
I hates it.
So doesn't look like a touchdown's gonna
The worst part
happen.
is I have to knock that guy out again.
Nope. Oh man. So very very odd setup. Basically leaving himself completely exposed on both wings and does not have a proper line to penetrate up the center. Um, don't know if I like that setup, but we'll see. So just creating a big line, keeping his right side completely open and still allowing infiltration on the left side. Don't know what is to be gained with this line of players and keeping this right side completely open. Ugh, that is not good.
I am super good. Don't you forget that. I can hear everything, even when we're not connected. Don't worry about it.
I'm talking about Re-AWOOOken's setup and then how he came out for the second half altogether. Uh,
Yeah.
pretty
What was your comment?
pretty wacky. Basically didn't protect either of his wings, and then basically created a conga line with his best players that didn't protect the left wing either, and you were able to just get players adjacent to him. But maybe that was the old bait and switch, because he was able to get in his own half on the wing, but you do have two werewolves that are ready and raring to beat down that lone werewolf.
Yeah, and I placed that guy fairly specifically so that I knew that that was going to be a super option, and I want to be able to move over and do that while still thinking that a lot of the players in the center are engaged.
Mm-hmm. So there's your assist so that you can blitz with the werewolf. Moving some players first. There it is. Push, and then a push.
My second least favorite thing to do, the double push.
Yep. Had you brought your assist over here, um, you would have canceled him out on the second one and gotten 2 die both times. And it would have been the same movement. You could have just gone here instead of there. Because your strength 4, well, basically
Yep.
you didn't need an assist. You just needed to block his assist.
Yeah, true, true,
Not that it
true.
was a huge difference. He did fail that dodge. So I mean, but yeah.
And that's absolutely huge.
Mhm.
Like that was a turning point.
Well, you still had the couple safeties in the back, so it's not like it would have just been clear touchdown and that one roll ruined his drive. I mean, it was a drive that was off to a shaky start to begin with. Dodging into 3 tackle zones, knocking out his own werewolf with that. So that's probably what we don't want to do. So Gear actually getting a good catch there. And looks like you're going for a couple hits and getting set up before you get the touchdown.
Yeah, that
So,
was one of those things where I go, do I risk it and dick around and lose it, or do I just go for it? So I just kind of went for it, as I've been doing more regularly lately, and just take those free points.
mm-hmm. Okay, so first move was to just try to pick up the ball, had to re-roll it, and got the pickup. Did you aim for, because you have kick, did you aim for that close to your line?
I aimed a little further away, but I
Mm-hmm.
wanted it kind of closer to the line on one side so that I had a little more control over where the ball was going to be.
Okay. Yeah, when I have kick, it's just me personally. I always try to just fucking, like, I think I always aim for here. This is the spot, or if they
Yeah,
don't have
well,
anybody there,
my
I aim for over there. But that's just me. Like I know
yeah,
I can
yeah,
understand that
well,
you
yeah,
want to
well,
control. Did you die on me again? You did. Alright, so infiltration on the left side, got a lot of people, and building a cage. However, this guy has break tackle and can get a real easy hit on that werewolf. And it would only be a 3+ dodge to do it. Let's see if SK goes for it. That would be pretty tricksy as if he did. Let's see. Nope, doesn't need to go for the dodge. Just puts the player down and then does it. I think that's 2 die. Yep, 2 die necro choice and pushes the player off the pitch. Uh, a little interesting that he didn't put a player to kind of absorb those assists, but it worked out in his favor with a push defender stumbles.
who whose favorite did it turn into?
Yours, again, had you, with that werewolf blitz next to the sideline, had you put one player one closer, you wouldn't have had to do a 2-die his choice on the second one.
Yeah, I remember that and going, oh, it's clearly 1 a.m. here.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a that was a little bit late.
And not that it was terrible, but you didn't have to push that flesh golem down before going in. You could have absorbed some assists first because your werewolf had break tackle. He only had to go into space with 2
Right.
tackle zones, which would have meant it would be a 3+ roll for the dodge.
Yeah, fair play.
And that's the game, 2-0. For this one, I think Re-AWOOOken needs to next season focus on fundamentals from the get-go. You played pretty decently in the first half for this game, but then you started doing wacky off-the-wall stuff, and that doesn't generally. If you don't stick to the basic stuff for the majority of the game, you're not going to take the win. Um, I'm personally not really a fancy player, and nor is SK. So you're usually just going to get punished by people who see your conga line of players and no defense on your runner.
Yeah, I do try to do that.
All right. Well, did get to the playoffs though with a lot of really difficult teams, so no shame, and you got an extra game as opposed to some of the other teams which didn't get to play in the playoffs. So kudos to you, and we will see you guys in the next game.
Later.